Good day. This is Mike with BidSpeed with the SBA Empowered to Grow. Our topic is a state and local search. And we have logged into our account and we are on the inbox. And I just would like to point out before we get into searching state and local that when you sign up, if state and local has been added to your account, you will have a tile here with AI, and this will bring up state and local opportunities automatically, and you can read what the search is based on. This one is actually has to do with the distance, but one will be created if you have state and local. Now we're going to go into searching state and local, and we will be able to create additional tiles if we like to put on our inbox, and I will show that as we go through the state search. Okay, so you're going to come up to the navigation on the left-hand side. It says state and local. We're going to go into that, and then I'm going to go into all bids. And based on which states you have, okay, and I have all 50 states, so I have quite a few in here. So if you're used to our federal search, it's very similar, as in one, we can customize the search fields. You know, I can get rid of ones I want, I can move them, customize it to myself. Also, we have the hide show optional fields, and these are all of the different ones. Maybe I'll add a couple. Let's do industry code, maybe description, and that's good for right now. Okay, and we might turn on some other ones as we do a search, but that's the hide show optional fields. When you turn something on, you will see they turn yellow. A lot of times I don't have the description on because some of them are so long, it fills up your screen, hard to get to. So actually, I think I will get rid of description for right now. We'll see it on the opportunity. Okay, so here is, once I've set this up, meaning I've got the fields in the place I want, hide show optional fields, got the ones I want, got rid of the ones. Now I'm ready to do a search. Just like our federal, start with show all, okay? And we start with all the answers, and then at this point, we would now try to narrow it down. So, you might set up, now there is no sources sought and early market research. These are all sort of bids, okay? So typically you might search, by the state first, maybe by an agency or an industry code or keywords. Now, state does not have NAICS codes. Certain states do. What is each state seems to be different. Okay, California uses UN codes. A lot of states use NAICS codes. Some use industry state codes. Some use PSC codes. So what has happened is the industry has sort of normalized the 50 states, and they've assigned them industry codes, right? And so you can see versus a NAICS code, there can be none, and there can be multiple ones. NAICS code, there's usually one assigned for each opportunity. Here you can see sometimes there's none, and then sometimes it's one, and then quite a few of them, there's multiple. So industry codes or keywords. Now, I tend to use keywords because it eliminates the middleman. What it is there's a person that reads through this opportunity and assigns industry codes. Now, if they're really good at it, they get all the industry codes in there. If they don't, they might miss a couple. And what are they doing? They're triggering off keywords. So I think building my own keyword list is the best way to go. So multiple ways to do it. You can click on keywords there. And just to tell you where we are, we're under my account. Okay, so this is under my account, and we're down on keywords, and you can get to my account either through the top right-hand corner, or we can go back in the settings and get to my account. So, but this is where the keyword list is built. Now, I'm going to touch on this a little bit because I do stress keywords for state and local. Now, there's three. You can use individual words, but make sure not to use a noisy word. Like Microsoft is a noisy word because, they might say submit in Microsoft Excel or submit Microsoft Word. So, and those are not very good for searching. But Azure, on the other hand, is great. If you're a software developer and use the Azure platform, Azure is a great word. Nobody uses Azure other than to reference Microsoft's Azure platform. But then what a lot of people do is use multiple words because maybe the word is, like input. Okay, so that's a pretty noisy word. There's a lot of, so now you use search expressions, and these are under learn more here. And actually, I will touch on that. So there's 3 search expressions you should definitely be aware of. If you type in 2 words, it's searching for them independently of each other. They don't have to be together, don't have to be in that order. Now, if I search with them with the less than and greater than, then that says they have to be near each other. They have to be within 6 words, like washer and a nut would be positive. But if the nut was on the first page and washer was 3 pages later, would not be a positive hit. Now, the most restrictive is reflector bracket with the quotation marks. The quotation marks means that this has to be in that order. Nothing in between has to be an exact match. So this is always going to be the most narrow focus and a subgroup of washer nut, and washer nut will be sort of the middle one, and that will be a subgroup of not using anything. So those are the 3 you should be aware of when you're creating your search. Other thing is when you create a search and it goes over like this one here, 161,000, I'm just going to tell you, construction, that is such a noisy word because construction can be referenced all kinds of construction, and I doubt anybody does all construction. So you're really going to want to what type of construction and get this down. So as you can see, when they break through 10,000, we actually eliminate them from the keyword search from the federal because it's going to put too much noise into the filter. So this is where you build your keywords. And let's go back to state and local. So I backed up a little bit and go to state, local, all bids. So I built this keyword list, and it's not a really great keyword list, but now I can come in here and I can apply matching my keywords to this state, all this state information. So I hit matching my keywords, and it'll take me down to, and then I'm going to want to do a due date. Do we have one up here? Active only. I can do active only or under due date greater than today. So I'm going to do active only again. So there is 29,000 opportunities with all my keywords across all 50 states. So I would have to narrow that down. But once you come up with the filter that you like, maybe you've got a good keyword list, maybe you did it by location, make sure it's active. And then you're still, once again, you can save the filter, the top part's the management, just like the federal. I can save this current filter, give it a name. Sharing it will be at the bottom for everybody to see. Create the search agent is the email, and I can distribute that to multiple people. Same thing again. Add the inbox. This creates it for your dashboard, and creates it for the inbox. I keep calling it a dashboard, but it's called the inbox. So the inbox. And so that's, like I said, very, very similar to the federal search. If you're used to federal search, data is very similar, just that we don't use PSC codes, we don't use NAICS codes, and we don't use class codes. We use industry codes, but I suggest using keywords. And like I said, this links goes directly into the keyword, building the keyword list. Okay. That's it.